Welcome back, friends, to Show Your Real Estate today. Happy Saturday. We hope wherever you are happy, safe, window rolled down, arm out, hanging out and having a good day, or whatever you're doing. We just hope you're having fun, because we're talking about my favorite subject, real estate. I'm Paul Jameson, your host with the Jameson family of companies. That's realty for buyers and sellers, property management for those that individual investors that have rental real estate, and property investments for those that are interested in investing in real estate. I'm here with Tara Cuffney with the Costner Law Firm, and also Preston Sandlin with Home Inspection Carolina. You want to watch us? Don't forget to tune into the Jameson Realty YouTube channel, where you can see us live. You can see Sandy Dickinson, you can see Tara Cuffney, you can see Preston Sandlin, and maybe TJ will make a cameo, visit from the other side with his Star Wars shirt on, a producer. I mean, you just never quite know what's going to happen in here. But you can see that, the gestures and all the crazy stuff we're doing on the sidelines. You can also go to radio.com and listen to us, or you can tune in certainly from the WBT website under the shows tab and just listen to your heart's content. All right, Preston, why in the world are we going to talk about these 15 things that typically fail in a home inspection? Do you think people just kind of want to know?
Yeah, probably. And, I tried to do a little transition here from Tara, and we have one thing in common, and that is wiring issues is one of the items.
But not the same kind. One is money, one is electricity, though,
yeah,
right?
both can be really bad. But no, I got this list. I got the message from you that I want to do the radio show and what I want to talk about. And this is actually HGTV's list of 15 things that can fail a home inspection. So,
but they're pretty similar to what I see on a daily basis, Preston.
I agree with most of them. Some of them are a little bit the same thing, but I thought we could go through them, critique them, and put our local spin on HGTV's list of 15 things that fail on home inspections, or most common things.
All right, lay it on me. What is first?
Number one, I'll go along with this. The ground sloping or draining away from the house. Water on your foundation is bad. You got to get that water away from your foundation. Anybody who's ever been camping, you look for the high ground, because you don't want that water going towards,
towards your sleeping bag.
Yeah, a soggy sleeping bag or soggy foundation is not a good thing. So you definitely want to slope it away. You really should have a drop for every 10 inches. It should drop 3 inches. I'm sorry, every 10 feet should drop 3 inches. If you do not, the best slope to have is where it slopes away on all sides, right? The second best is where you're on the hill, because you can use that, gravity, so to speak. It's going to drain fine on one side. On the other side, you can put in a French drain or something like that to skirt it around. The two worst are to be on a complete flat, flat, no plane, or obviously if it drains towards the house. So those are bad.
You know what's interesting too, Preston, that plays into this? Two things. Number one is no gutters. A lot of houses have no gutters. Number two is people take those splash block things and they turn them around backwards. That drives me insane. So the water goes back to the house.
Right.
Off their gutters.
Absolutely. Or eventually, the mowing or whatever, they tear them up, or sometimes they'll have the corrugated pipe that leads those things away from the house, but they don't get put back on after it's it's mowed or something like that. But the bottom line is you got to get that water away from your foundation, because you know what happens to your foundation if you don't? Think about this. How many guys ever been to the beach? I know I always give this analogy, but it's still if you walk out to the beach, and when you first get out to the beach, it's real fluffy, and then as you get closer to the water, it's really compact. Well, what happens is if you get a lot of water, it takes out all the air pockets in the soil, and it collapses. You know this from a beach chair, or even if you stand in the edge of the surf, when the water comes up and it just erodes the soil around you. Same thing with the foundation. If it erodes all those air pockets, the footer will drop, and it will cause cracking, and you're going to have foundation issues. And doors and windows aren't going to open correctly, and you're going to have problems, which leads us to number two. Problems with the foundation. Yeah. Ironically, I put a meme on Facebook today and say, what was it? Say something you could say about your house that you can't say about your spouse. and somebody put on there that you got foundation issues. You can
Oh, there was a lot of things on there that we all added to that comment, so
Yeah.
we just kind of leave that. There were some funny ones on
Yeah,
there.
things you can say about your spouse, or you can say about your house, but you can't say about your spouse. But obviously, the foundation is, the footer where all the weight of your house is distributed out equally, ideally. And if you have a problem with the footer, then it's not distributing equally, and you're going to have, just like your feet, if you lose balance, you're going to fall, and that's what happens. A house starts to lose balance if it doesn't have a good foundation.
Yeah, but also a lot of people that are in their homes a long time, they plant some really nice trees
Oh, yeah.
right around the edge of their house. They look awful pretty, and as they grow,
Roots can wreak havoc. Yeah, I mean, I've got so many pictures. I can send you some, where it's like.
So there's another house and spouse. You could say your roots are showing.
Yeah, there you go. Your roots are showing. Oh, I see it. I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, did you see what I just did there?
Yeah, I had the one that said it's not performing the function for which intended anymore. But
Oh my gosh!
well, I mean,
Oh,
but no.
hello.
We might get beeped on that, but only if you think that way. But I mean, I was talking about the roof. The roof's leaking. It's not performing the function for which it intended. All right. Speaking of leaking, number 3 is issues with plumbing and pipes. Issues with plumbing and pipes.
Oh boy!
I'll agree with that. Over the years we used a lot of different materials for plumbing. Well, way back we used lead. That was a really bad idea. Because it leads to lead poisoning, but
oh, just a small thing.
yeah, but galvanized, pre-World War II, and it rusts out is the problem. And then copper and iron, which I really like, lasts a long time, but it's very expensive. So then we switched over to a lot of the plastics, all the polybutylene, polyethylene, everything has some problem. There's usually a workaround though. And we have those workarounds, but everything that a house is made out of, Paul, doesn't last forever. Just like a car, belts.
What about asbestos?
Go ahead. Oh.
Whoa!
Really?
What happened?
Oh wow.
I see a lot of that.
There you go. Well, yeah, but you probably wouldn't want to go through all that again, I'm sure.
The worst is the sewer drain, the iron sewer drain pipe that I see we have to replace on an ongoing basis. When it goes bad.
Oh, yeah.
It goes bad. Oh,
Well,
you do.
And going back to your comment earlier, I've walked up to an older house and I see a huge tree in the front yard. And I love trees, but I'm sitting there looking, where's the water and the drain coming? And the roots will wrap around those and they'll just squeeze those pipes just like in Python. They're attracted to the moisture on them, and you'll have some issues. Yeah.
Wow, that's not good.
So we got a couple more. Do we have time?
All right, yeah, go ahead.
Number 5 on their list, but I'm going along with it. Mold.
Don't say that word.
I know.
Say the microbial growth word.
Microbial growth. Yes.
Microbial growth. Don't say the M word.
Right. And there's microbial growth everywhere. There's microbial growth in this room.
That's because TJ's in here.
Yeah.
He's eating cheese.
But usually when it's a problem is when you have chronic moisture. That's the problem. If you show me some really bad microbial growth, I'll show you a moisture problem, an ongoing moisture problem. So usually fix the moisture, whether it's atmospheric or a leak or something like that.
Preston, we were talking about this in our office the other day. Remember when you used to vent your bathroom fans right into your attic?
Oh, yeah.
That used to be code.
Right.
You just get it out from the bathroom and just let it go in the attic. It's all fine.
The problem is you're putting that hot, moist, when you take a shower, you're putting that hot, moist air right into the attic. And, you've got nails and brads and stuff that hold your attic together, and they rust. Not to mention it, can delaminate your shingles and things like that as well.
That's true.
termite damage and rotting wood, we could do those two together.
Yes.
Because they're usually one into the other. If you live in the South, there's two types of houses, those that have termites and those that just haven't found it. And the conducive conditions for those are moisture and high moisture. Again, moisture comes up a lot, so that's a big problem.
Lots of things to look at. Good reason to get somebody to come in and look at your house. That's what Home Inspection Carolina does, whether you're buying, selling, or even just living there. So don't hesitate. So, all right, we've got more to come. Preston Sandlin, Home Inspection Carolina, Tara Cuffney with the Coster Law Firm, myself, Paul Jameson, the show, Your Real Estate Today. We got more to come. Stay right with us here on News Talk 1110 99.3 WBT. Okay. Well, you still got some good ones here we can do.
Yeah, if you got time. I didn't know
What I was going to do was I'm going to do a quick thing on full service. Then Tara, we'll come back to you on HOA, and then Preston will wrap up with you on the rest of these